10 teams for the month of July 2024. And I got to give a big shout out to everyone that came out in May and liked the video. It was my most liked video for the entire month. Now, there's some pretty big changes that I want to discuss on this list. Is that Apocalypse Unlock was drastically changed and made much easier. So I'm going to be toggling not only from my main account that I've had since the game came out over 6 years ago, but also right here, I've got my baby account, which is about 90 days old, and we're thinking about unlocking Apocalypse and the new requirements for Apocalypse. So, in no particular order, the best team is Spider Society. Yeah, I'm going to say it right now. The best team in Marvel Strike Force is Spider Society for a couple of reasons. 1, they're amazing in raids. 2, they're amazing in Cosmic Crucible. 3, they're amazing in Alliance War. And they are dual tags. So all of them are skill, but 3 of them also have the bio tag. 1 of them has Mystic, 1 has Tech. So this is super helpful, for example, in Apocalypse. 4 of them I'm going to use to unlock Apocalypse. These 3 right here have bio. Noir has Mystic. Penny has Tech, which we're not going to worry about because that's not going to be unlocked requirement for Apocalypse. And also, I've been using them in Dark Dimension 7. Amazing. They're just great in so many game modes. Noir is typically removed from the team on, let's say, Cosmic Crucible. Black Knight goes in place, placed into room 4. There's just so many really cool things. And then Noir can go to some other team. They have come up on top. I'm going to say they're even better than Extreme. Number 2 is Extreme. And you can see right here, I've got Old Man Logan here. If you have access to Old Man Logan, absolutely swap out, I don't know, Cyclops or whatever. And then you could also swap out Sunspot for Rogue if you want. But this team right here, which is the Extreme team by name, which technically would have Cyclops instead of Old Man Logan. But Old Man Logan is better than Cyclops in every single game mode. They're primarily known for raids, but they're insanely good, not only in Crucible and Alliance War. Now, on my baby account, I want to toggle over there. My baby account. This absolutely was my primary team that I went and did first. If I look at what I worked on the most, it would have been Extreme. By far, they've got the highest power level. In second is right there is Spider Society, and Spider Society will pass them up at some point when they become farmable. The only real problem with Spider Society right now is that Spider Society is not farmable. All right, let's go back to the list, and next we're going to talk about Hive Mind, and I very much like Hive Mind. Now, the superstar plug-and-play character on this team is Void Knight, and because my baby account does not have Super Scroll, I will be using Void Knight to unlock Apocalypse. Very useful team, not only in raids, Alliance War, and Crucible. Venom is usually the first one swapped out. A lot of times, Super Scroll will go there, and Super Scroll likes to be with 2 heroes and 2 villains, and so that makes for an amazing team inside of Cosmic Crucible. And then typically Chavez is put on this team on defense when placed in Alliance War. So those are the top 3 teams. Let's go to the 4th best team. It's going to be some version of Sinister 6, Superior 6. Now, this is not a raid team, and I do prioritize raid teams. And when thinking about raid teams, my suggestion is to upgrade them as much as needed to get through whatever you're trying to do with your alliance. And unless you're using them in some sort of PvP mode, which is going to be Alliance War and Crucible, you really don't need to upgrade them. Now, Sinister 6, Superior 6, there's a lot of different variations of this team. I prefer this version right here, but a lot of people use Spider Slayer, Shocker, Electro, Rhino, and the combinations of them. And you can almost make 2 different teams out of them. This is amazing. I love these guys. Now, next on the list is not really a team, but I wanted to mention Cabal being useful not only in Alliance War, but they are absolutely insane in Cosmic Crucible. And if we're going to mention just amazing plug and play characters, we've got Apocalypse and Super Skrull, you know, along with Black Knight and Old Man Logan and then Mephisto. Those are just the best 5 plug and play characters in the game. But Cabal is going to be amazing, primarily inside of Cosmic Crucible, but a lot of people are using with Mephisto on defense inside of Alliance War, which is absolutely crazy. Now, Secret Defenders, and I just put in Black Knight here. We can't have a teams list and a tier list without Black Knight. We've got to talk about Black Knight just being one of the best plug and play pre-taunting tanks in the game. Unfortunately, his team is a little bit lackluster in most game modes, but Secret Defenders are not. Originally slated for an arena team, they've kind of been phased out of the arena, but they're still very, very amazing inside of Alliance War and Cosmic Crucible. Don't sleep on Secret Defenders. Black Cat, I think, is going to be a great character for a long time because she's got stun plus trauma on her special, and then her passive has a way of stealing the revives on spawn. Next, we're going to talk about Undying, and Undying is pretty much primarily good inside of Alliance War. They're amazing in Alliance War, and I like pairing them up with Dormammu. Dormammu allows my zombie Juggernaut to survive that initial blast and get revived, because then once he gets charged, he can revive on his own. Zombie Iron Man revives as long as hell, and then we got the Gregs. And then Doom pairs well with Dormammu because Doom is useless because he just dies all the time. But if he's got to revive, he works well with Dormammu. I just love this combo inside of Alliance War. Now, I want to talk about some teams that are good in raids and they are good in multiple game modes, but I'm not putting tons of resources into them at this time. Pegasus is very, very good. Very useful inside of Alliance War and Crucible. Less so much in Alliance War, but a little bit in Crucible. But it's a raid team. Kestrel's the superstar. I'm starting to back off on this team. I'm skeptical that this team is going to be very useful outside of Kestrel going forward. Next, Bifrost. Oh my God. Do not be putting tons of resources into this team. Unfortunately, Vol is needed or can be used for Apocalypse. I guess that's a good thing. They added Vol to the Marvel Strike Force Originals, so now Vol can be used to unlock Apocalypse. Outside of Vol, I don't know. And Vol has been very useful inside of Dark Dimensions, but this team is not great. I know this team's going to be replaced. Here's another team that worries me. Alpha Flight. I don't know what to do with this team. We're forced to upgrade them and use them if we want to finish the current version of the Spotlight raids. And then in Alliance War, they can be defeated easily with the 4-piece out of time team without Black Knight. The 4-piece out of time team without Black Knight can take out this team. It's bonkers that how this is not played out. Not great. And so I'm really skeptical of this team. And then lastly, I want to talk about just how Infinity Watch has been useful for a long, long time. I do want to say there's some other honorable mentions. I guess I could have mentioned like Masters of Evil or New Warriors or Nowhere or Gamma. But I still think this is the best way to look at it. Now, I do want to go over to my baby account and just show the characters that I'm thinking about for Apocalypse and why it is they're important and how they fit into this. So we've got Nightcrawler, Gambit, and then Old Man Logan are going to be excellent for going through the mutant sections, and then they can be used with Archangel and Rogue. And that'll cover 2 of the sections. And they need to go to Gear Tier 17, Blue ISO 5. And that's going to take care of the Rogue part and the Archangel part. Then we've got some of the Spider Society, and I really like the Spider Society because they have dual tags. And so we've got Spider-Man Pav, Ghost Spider, and Peter Parker having the bio part, and so they can work well on the Red Hulk Gamma section. And you could also throw in Void Knight if you do not have Super Skrull, and that will satisfy that. Now, there are 4 Marvel Strike Force originals. Vol, Spider-Weaver, and Deathpool have the Mystic tag, and then that allows them to get through the Morgan Le Fay part. Kestrel doesn't really fall into this plan. Now, I actually unhearted Kestrel on this account because now I'm going to be focusing on Weaver, Vol, and Deathpool and not using Kestrel. Then I can use these 3 to help with the Morgan Le Fay part along with Noir. And that does it. That makes for it. And then you're going to have to do Rogue, going to have to do Red Hulk. And I know that's not a team, but those are the characters to focus on inside of the teams when you're working on the teams up here. And Spider Society, Spider Society, Spider Society, especially once they're completely farmable, which hopefully happens sooner than later. I think this is the way to go. Run, don't walk. Upgrade the Spider Society. They're my absolute favorite team in the game. Let me know if I missed anything and what you think in the comment section. Bye for now.